Hello, back again for another unboxing and review. This time it's of the EHEAR E2, and this is a Bluetooth headset which also has camcorder or video camera capabilities, and it also can be used as a music player too. So this is the E2, so perhaps this is the second model, and without further ado, let's open it up. A little shaking going on there. I hope the item isn't damaged. Let's see. Okay. Well, it looks like the little item fell out of its little housing there. So, anyway, hopefully it's still in good condition. And let's look. So, to give you an idea of size, so it's relatively small, but as far as the Bluetooth headset goes, I guess you could consider this, quite large. And so, alright, let's see what else is in the box here. So inside, evidently hold it upside down here, something just came out. Okay, we found the little guy, so, and this is what rolled out. It looks like this is what goes over the speaker, and I guess directs the sound in that little funnel there. So, alright, and it's rubbery, so, okay, what else was in here though? Okay, so it looks like it was housed here, although mine came loose and was rattling around the box, which I don't like, but hopefully it's okay. But anyway, well, it was in here when it was in here, as it should have been. Anyway, that gives you kind of an instruction guide right there, a quick guide. So in case it's not coming up on camera, the top USB port, well, we figured that out. The red button up here is the record button. The one is pointing to maybe this one here, the black one, that says that is the call button. Okay. Then this one up here pointing to this pointing to this button is the instant clip button. Oh, okay, so that's like your shutter. And then this point to this little button right there, that is the power switch. Okay. Oh, and then in the front it says camera. Well, I mean, yeah, we could figure that out, right? Okay, so what else is underneath? Okay. Alright, so we have some ear hooks. They appear to be, is one bigger than the other? No. So, okay, so they're the same size, you just got a replacement, which is good. There's another one of these little rubbery dudes that rolled out, so I have two of those. So it kind of seems like we have two of both of those, which is good. And here is the cable. Okay, so magnetic there. Hang it on something, I guess. Anyway, and what do we have? Okay, so as we could tell from the device, that's a micro USB, and then this side is, well, this is just regular USB, although it's in this kind of flattened version, but still, it is USB. So, and then also here's the instruction book, and the instructions do have English, so, and there's pictures too, so, alright, so that could be helpful. And is there anything else? Oh, we got one other thing here. User guide. User guider. Awesome. Okay, this is kind of like a brochure type deal. And here, I'll just show you the pictures. We'll do like a little slideshow thing here. out the back. A few more things. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and post the specs for this. So after looking at those specs, you can see that the camera element of this device isn't the most high-powered around. In fact, it's subpar compared to almost any smartphone you come across. I mean, a 2-megapixel camera, 480p resolution with 25 frames per second is meager compared to a smartphone, which even the bargain smartphones are coming out with at least 12 megapixel cameras on the back, and shooting 1080p, so in resolution obviously way beyond 480p. So you might say, well, then what's the point of this? Well, it's really the 3-in-1 convenience. There's two things. First, we'll talk about the 3-in-1 convenience. You have your Bluetooth headset, a music player, and of course the camera all in one device. But more so than that, at least for me, is the fact that you have a camera sitting there at any point ready to shoot video. With the click of a button, boom, you're recording. Now again, you can pull out your cell phone and do the same thing. The difference is I don't need a hand to hold this. Well, I mean, because when it's on my head, I won't need a hand to hold it. As with your smartphone, you need to hold that up. And second is the very fact of being able to record and be inconspicuous about recording. When you hold up a smartphone, I mean, everyone knows what you're doing. So you're, and again, at a birthday party or something like that, taking pictures with your phone or video is perfectly normal. In fact, it's expected, right? But in some cases, and I can speak from experience, having video of people acting as they would normally without knowing that they're being recorded can have huge legal ramifications, and they can save your butt. All right. So, and again, in 2006, people laughed at me for having a camera on my car, dash cam, right, or DVR, car DVR. And now we're in 2016, and you can literally buy a car dash cam at the same place you buy toilet paper and soup. So, again. Anyway, so with that little aside, I'm going to go ahead and power this up, and we'll see how well it performs. So I just went ahead and opened up the door in order to insert the flash card, the SD card. And according to instructions, it can take up to 64 gigs. That was what was in the instruction booklet. And again, remember, this was like here. This thing slides off. Now, this didn't come off. I was assuming it would slide off like a little door, like a battery compartment, easy with a little click. But no, this actually, as you can see here, the whole bezel, even the thing that goes around the actual camera portion, comes off all in one piece. And I did have to pull a little bit. So when you're doing that, don't be surprised, because for a while I was wondering, I don't want to break it, how do I open this thing? So alright, so after seeing that video I shot, your impression might be very similar to mine, which was, Not very impressed. Not impressed at all, actually. And I would like to state the reason I chose those two situations / locations to shoot video in. The first was the department store. Now, as you saw, that store has lots of lights. The whole ceiling is like an array of lights, okay? And then the floor is white tile, which reflects all the light right back up. So you're not going to get in a situation where there's much more lighting than that. And with all that lighting, I still couldn't really get clear images of, like, for example, the stuff on the shelves. I mean, yeah, you saw I walked by some towels, and then it was kitchenware, and then I think there's vacuum cleaners. But, I mean, could you see the brands on any of that stuff? No. Could you read any of the boxes? I couldn't. So, again, and that was with all the light and more than you could ever need, and it still wasn't enough. Now, the car, I wanted to get some, motion, and granted, I was driving at, maybe 30-some miles per hour or whatever, but again, was it clear? No. I mean, yeah, it's just wasn't enough. Now, that kind of leads into I'm going to talk about all the multitude of reasons I can't really recommend this, but let's start off with the video quality we just talked about. But look at the size of this thing. One of the reasons I accepted this being as big as it is because I thought there'd be, hardware in here that, okay, it's a little big, but I'm getting a better camera, and yeah. Well, obviously that isn't the case. So at this point, you have something that looks pretty, this, you can see this on the side. I mean, I've been wearing this for the last, week now, and I mean, yeah, everyone knows you're wearing a Bluetooth thing. I haven't really gotten anyone saying, hey, is that a camera? Which I guess that's a plus, but again, I mean, with it being this big, I need better quality, or there are ones that are Bluetooth sets, and they're about, this big. So, just this part that's exposed, and I can't really see them shooting any worse video than this thing does. So why have all this extra hardware? No. So anyway, that's one thing. The second thing, now this can be remedied quite easy, but just to give you, we talked about the inconspicuous, for if you should need to record something without everyone in the world knowing you're doing such. I'll show you what happens when you start to record here, if it works here. Okay, yes, you get this big blinky light, kind of reminiscent of those, camcorders back in the day. Anyway, yes, I know you could cover this. So I mean that's something easy to remedy, but just something to point out since I did talk about being inconspicuous earlier in the video. Okay. Now, in the event that you're still curious in this thing and you think, well, that video quality was good enough for what I need, I'll continue on with some things to help you out, kind of like a guide. Okay. All right, so assuming you still want to buy this thing, you should know this. These hooks here, I'm down to my last one. Remember, it came with two. The other one broke. And no, I wasn't being aggressive with it. I didn't rip it off my head or anything like that. It's just, yeah. So just be aware, you are going to need two of these. So, yeah. Okay, that's one thing. The other thing is, what else was I going to say? Oh, the sound. As far as communicating on this thing as a Bluetooth headset. Does it work? Yes. I was able to have some conversations on the phone and whatnot, but there were times when I had to maybe repeat something very pronounced because the other person didn't quite hear it. And I mean, it's passable. I guess that's what I'd go for as far as the sound quality. I mean, as far as the microphone and being able for people being able to hear you and for you to be able to hear them. I was able to hear them fine. Like I said, I had to repeat some things every so often for the person on the other end. Now, compare that to something like these. You might remember these. I did these in a previous review. But, I mean, with these, I could talk like I was talking to someone right next to me. I didn't have to repeat anything. I didn't have to spell stuff out to make sure someone heard me correct. Yeah, so these... Yeah, that's what quality it looks like compared to this. This is not there, not even close. Okay, with that being said, the other thing I wanted to talk about was the app that's included with this. You download the app. You can get that on the Play Store, so that's nice. You don't need to go to any other website. So what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and open the app here on my phone to show you this program called VIDO. And when you do that, it pulls up this. You will connect to your device. First, turn on the Bluetooth, okay, like you normally would if you're at any other Bluetooth device. Once you've done that, you click this where it says EHEAR E2. You click that and it syncs. Now it's already synced, but now this is synced to your phone Bluetooth wise, but when you click that, then it lets the program or the application control this, okay? So anyway, you do that, and then it shows you things like how much battery life you have left and how much memory, space, whatever. And now, but the main reason you're going to need to get this app is because of this, and I'll show that right here. Well, control. Okay, you see here, there's two qualities, those two pictures of the guys biking, all right? Now, the one on the left's 320p, the one on the right's 480p. Notice how the 380p one is selected? Yes, so it seems that unless you come here and change it, 320p is the default. Now, you saw the video, which by the way I shot at the 480p setting, so I'll change back over to that. But there you notice how I had to change it. And every time I've turned this app on, I've had to do that, click 480p. So I'm pretty sure that if you don't use this app and just use this with the hard buttons, well, you're probably going to be shooting in 320p. I mean, it's just a guess, but I'm guessing since it is the default for the app, it's probably the default for this as well. So you got to change that. All right. Anyway, and then there's also this option where you can go to video, and it'll list the videos that you've shot on here, and evidently you can download them. So I will go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and just shoot some video, and we'll see if we can perform that. So you click the video button, and oh, there it goes. Okay, so you see it turned on. All right, great. It's recording now, and now I'm going to stop it by pushing this button, and it did stop. Okay, now if we go over to video and post I think you see, okay, so there it is. The video that we just shot was this one here. I can download, and okay, there you see it going. It's taking it off the device and putting it on my phone through Bluetooth. So we'll wait for that to finish. Okay, so it's finished. So I tried clicking this and that didn't allow me to play it. So what I had to do is I kind of figured this out by experimenting, but you back out, you go to your file manager, and then you explore, so you know where your EHEAR files are, okay, on your phone, and then there's the movie that we Bluetoothed out of here onto the phone, and if you click it there, then you can go ahead and just open it like any other video. So, and there you go, see, okay, recording. So anyway, the download took some time, but you know, again, it was only a 9-second video, but yeah, but it works. So I suppose if you couldn't get yourself to a computer, or you didn't want to pull the SD card out of here and put it into your phone and play it that way, you could go ahead and upload your video to your phone using Bluetooth. So, okay, we've seen a few of the things it can do, and some of the things we wish it would do better. And after that, I would just like to wrap up by saying this is one of those instances where I like the idea. The idea of this device is great. I just wish they would have implemented it better. And how they could have done that? Well, simple. Just put a better camera in here. Keep in mind, you know, they got these El Cheapo phones, smartphones, you can buy for under $100, and they have what, maybe a 5 maybe even an 8 megapixel camera on the back of them. Why can't we put that in here? You know, so I think what they're doing is I think they're chasing a price point. They want to, you know, get this under whatever X dollars, was under $50, okay? And because of that, they cheaped out on the camera, and because of that, that makes this thing pretty much, well, why even buy it? There's a Bluetooth headset. It isn't the best. As far as a music player goes, the sound, there's no real depth to it. There's not much bass that comes out of this thing, okay? I mean, that's expected, but still. So as a music player, it ain't that great. As far as a Bluetooth headset, again, not that great. Passable, but not great. And then as the camcorder, well, face it, the reason why pretty much anyone's buying this thing, and that's, well, you saw the quality firsthand. So, yeah, Like the idea, guys. EHEAR, yeah, come on, let's get the Pro model out, and then I'll be all about that, and I will recommend it then. As it is now, I can't have people thinking they have, oh, I got that on camera. Well, not really. Anyway, take it easy, guys.